Morning, world. The sun will be up soon. I've been up for about an hour. I watched a documentary about Led Zeppelin, and it's very sobering. I also watched a documentary about Eddie Van Halen and all of the difficult things that the band went through. And it made me first say to myself, who do I think I am? Like, why do I even imagine or think that my dream of putting a really good band together, like, why do I think that I am so important that I can just pick up a phone and contact people that are way busier than me, way older than me? Yeah, it matters when you begin to get a little decrepit. You know, come what may, hell or high water, we're still going to age every day. I had nearly a heart attack yesterday when I saw a documentary about Jimmy Page that gave the impression that he was in trouble medically or whatever. It showed a freaking ambulance and shit, and I was just like, about had a heart attack because I thought I saw my dream just evaporating into nothingness. And a lot of stuff happens in between the lines of my life that most people at 64 and 3/4 years old are not trying and working on two or three careers. I forgot about firefighting and lifeguarding back up in Chicago. You know, those are minor goals. Stem cell therapy in Mexico City. Got to run over to Madagascar when I get the money and rearrange the prison situation. Prisoner, if you want a reference of what I'm talking about, you need to look up the world's scariest prisons and head for Madagascar and watch that documentary. If you don't cry, you're not even human. Or how about anyway, so staying on track here, I cannot even find a clue anywhere, which I haven't done any major research or anything like that, but for months now I've kind of kept my eye out to try to figure out what in the world Jimmy Page is doing. And my best guess is he's being home and being a senior citizen and coming out for an interview every once in a while. John Anderson's touring in America. Ian Anderson, as usual, is doing about 2 shows a month in Europe or somewhere. And I don't know. I just feel really weird because my precious dream that I've pursued and has developed since I was 5 years old, at least this part of it looks like it could just be vaporized in a holy minute. So I have to turn the page and look to, I have other major plans with construction, creating whole new buildings out of styrofoam and metal studs and blah, 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 blah. However, another page is my political ambitions, which are ridiculous. And I can't even find time to do any artwork. I bought some bracelets last night. at the thrift store. Paid a couple of bucks for each one. I got 2 of these, one on each wrist. I tend to think my hands are pretty important. I guess I'm enjoying a second fling of vanity and like, I can't wait to, in fact, I think I'll do it today. I think I got a few bucks in the bank. I know I do, but I'm going to go start dressing up like the rock star I actually am. Kathy Ireland said everybody ought to dress every day like it's their last one. I feel the same way, but when I'm a missionary and I'm out on the streets of any city and I'm focusing on that, I don't give a flying rat's ass what I wear, when the last time a shower I had. I take showers. I clean my body in creeks and stuff in Springfield, Missouri. Yeah, there's places, there's charities that'll let you take a shower, and sometimes I do that. But when I'm out there, I positively don't care about anything else except where the path of truth is leading me. So I'll come across a junkie or somebody who's spun out. And I'm just out there to serve anybody for any reason. And it's really, really, really a fascinating job. It's my number one call. I trained in college, not to be a musician, but to be, well, I trained all my life for musicianship, but by the time I got to college, it was all about making music. And now that, college is 95, quite a few years away. And I've done, Jesus have mercy on my soul. I wish I could collect all the footage from all the cameras in Springfield, Missouri, of all the concerts I've done, hours and hours and hours, a lot of times, more than the average musician. I played sunrise to sunset just to see what would happen financially. Yeah, it was rewarding, but not quite as good as Carnegie Hall is going to be. I mean, I'm actually rather confused. I do know one thing. I have a beautiful guitar and a broken flute. Guess what I discovered yesterday? This flute right over here is so sick, so ill, so problematic that even I can't fix it.
In Florida and South Carolina following the...
And it's the first time I had a flute that I couldn't fix. And it's simply because the highest pad on there, little itty bitty guy in the back, is leaking air. And it's almost impossible. Well, I mean, I could, anyway, blah, 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 blah. Who cares, Jimmy? Who cares?
Oh, James.
Here comes my brother-in-law. Hold on. Yeah. I guess I need to go over to my brother-in-law's house across the street and eat some breakfast. Jesus. Need to dress like a rock star. And and be a good missionary. So today, I gotta go to the doctor's hospital. And let go of the controls of my life for a minute. I don't know why it's so hard for me to do that. I really don't. I'm a lot like a little kid. Whenever I got to get out of mom and dad's house and run the neighborhood, that's what I did, huh? So, I'm not nearly stoned enough to even think right now. So, I'm gonna go do that with this very high potent marijuana because, I don't know, I started to say it earlier, I bought an ounce of weed at my favorite place in the world, but open, baby. Yeah. My brother, open up. There we go. So I bought this ounce, right? And it just was low quality, wasn't really getting me where I needed to be mentally. So I told the peeps all up in my favorite place, and they handed me this. He's like, here, take this. We want to make sure you get good and stoned. Well, of course, I mean, a guy goes in there and buys an ounce. Not everybody does that. But it was only $185. It was kind of low quality. It wasn't getting me there. This stuff, on the other hand, you can just about get high from smelling it. It's the first thing all we potheads do is take a little whiff, see if it's the good stuff. The good stuff. Okay, well, apparently I gotta face the music and go to the hospital. Stitch up 2 hernias, get an MRI, see how bad I messed up my back. Thank God for Eric Childer and my sweet daughter who introduced me to Eric Childer, who said that his dad used to work in the mines over there yonder somewhere, and he fucked up his back, and now he can't work. Well, I fucked up my back, but by golly, I still can work. Life is so precious. You have no idea what it's like to just virtually be dead in a year. Yeah. The doctor's like, I don't know what'll happen if you don't take medications. I know one thing, you won't be around next year. That got my attention. Boy, did that get my attention. And then another guy was at my church one day. He said, my uncle had multiple myeloma so bad, it got so bad, he said, that he'd turn over in his bed and he'd break a bone. And I thought, you know, Ross, I could have lived the rest of my life without knowing that and just been perfectly happy. But then those words sunk in and lit a fuse connected to a rocket. And I'm running with every ounce of energy that I can while I can to accomplish my goals, like a good little salmon swims upstream so he can squirt his seeds out and repeat the cycle. For some reason, I need jewelry now to maintain the of self-esteem, and you need a certain amount of ego to be a musician, which is fully supplied when I smoke some of that. My britches keep falling down because I don't have a belt and they're super big on me. So, in essence, emotionally, the only thing that matters to me is my music. And I'm a very weird person because I'm a missionary, and I have always been like anti-debauchery, even though, I'm just no gooder or badder than anybody else. But I got to take that ugly ass scratch plate off this guitar. Why would you put plastic over beautiful wood like that? I don't know, but she's my baby for now. God, I just hope I never lose this one. So, here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Do-do. What are my goals today? I have about 2 hours of work or play that I need to just get out of my soul with my guitar. And I guess I'll bring you along because I gotta rehearse major. I mean, I usually don't rehearse. I usually just pick that son of a gun up and just start jamming, But I have been, my last guitar, I don't know how long ago, a whole month ago it was stolen. Or no, I guess it's been a couple of weeks. But a couple of weeks in real musician time is devastating. It's actually a good thing, been kind of a cycle. I get my guitar stolen, I gotta wait another month to get another one. You can't play another guy's guitar because it's like, borrowing somebody else's underwear or something. You can't do anything with it. So you get this long stretch of all kinds of emotional stuff, and you gotta live through life and blah, blah, blah without your right arm. And then you get another one, and you spend 2 weeks getting caught up to where you were before. But my favorite thing is just take my music, elaborate, go around the corners, and just experiment with and then it grows and grows and grows, and then you get to a point where you can just play whatever you want, and that is the most addicting essence of life that I've ever experienced, and I kind of don't like its all-consuming powers, but it is what it is, and it be what it be, and so I got a sign from God this morning. I was laying in my bed, and I looked at this sign. It says, "Do not walk," and there's a plate covering it, the rest, because it's like, this is the word of the Lord for you today, Jimmy Jim. These are the truths, the facts, just the facts, ma'am. Don't walk. Try not to walk. Try not to stand. Don't stress yourself today. Just chill, Bo. Chill. Yeah, there it is. The real deal. So, it's rather chilly in the house because Jimmy loves the great outdoors, and he hugs trees and goes to court to protect his trees. Yeah, I'll never forget. I was so proud of Jimmy Page when he did that. It's like, but I'm not, he said, so his neighbor wanted to cut his tree down or something. He's like, you ain't cutting my tree down, bro. He went to court and everything. So just like Jimmy I wonder if Jimmy Page was at all serious with that shirt that he wore on David Letterman show once upon a long time ago. I said recovering Catholic, and I mean, is there anything wrong with rock and roll? Is there anything wrong with governmental authorities? Is there anything wrong with the mayor right now? Is there anything wrong with his administration? You know, I forgot my point. I'm just waking up. It's kind of weird because I get coffee, you know, like everybody does. Oh, I need coffee. But, like, coffee doesn't really... at least it doesn't seem like it really gets me going. Of course, if I didn't do any coffee, I'd be a zombie all day long, of course. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I do so much of it that it seems like it doesn't really affect me. Cha-cha-cha. Cutting the strings off this ring that I bought yesterday, which I didn't like very much. Okay, it's time to get high, you can tell, because I'm not really thinking right. True story. I bought this yesterday. I thought it was cute as a button. It's definitely cute as a button. But that's all. Money. What should I do with my money, holy God? All right, the brain's working on... Why do I have all this money? Two $20 bills? That's unheard of in Jimmy's bank. I forgot what I was supposed to do with it, but... Anyway, all the stuff that, like, many of the rock people got into, especially Jimmy Page. So, like, Led Zeppelin, according to this documentary, of course, I mean, they rented the top floor of the giant hotel and did all kinds of crazy partying, and the whole place was a party. Never will I ever do anything like that. Never. Oh my God. I mean, I think it's not as much in style as it used to be, and I think hopefully people are wising up, you know, when they see their drummers and when we see our peeps. Anyway, yeah, it's just something I'm hoping that, you know, God will help people to be more intelligent. When you come to a place where you realize, when I came to a place when I realized, wow, the day is coming when I'm going to be able to have anything I want and do anything I want. I decided already, you know what, I don't give a flying rat's ass. I'm a lot more of a Gandhi than I am a Jimmy Page when it comes to... And I am not knocking my favorite hero, most loved person that I've ever encountered. Jimmy Page, since we're going to talk about him, is the luckiest, most charming, most blessed, most happy, most blessed. We're going to focus on that. You know, people don't prance around on stage with the joy that Jimmy Page always has. I know people have good days and bad days at work, but when you watch Jimmy Page play The Song Remains the Same, or any of these great musicians, I mean, when I watch Yes and Steve Howe, Alan White, Rick Wakeman, John Anderson, and of course the wonderful bass player Chris Squire, I'm like, those guys are having more fun than anybody else in the whole wide world. That's better than being a movie star. That's better than being a politician. That's better than anything. And I've always decided that, always thought that, since I was a little kid. with a kid. And for a while I thought, no, that ain't true, because of all the debauchery and how many, many, many lives are just destroyed because people don't go into complete prosperity with wisdom. They don't, usually. But yeah, I don't need but $20 a day. Coffee, weed, and cigarettes. What else do I need? I can sleep wherever I want. I can sleep on top of the Empire State Building if I want. You know, and it's just completely idiotic to indulge in any of the drugs that are available for people today and which they push in hospitals. I was horrified, actually, to see all the drugs that they offered me for pain, including fentanyl when I was in the hospital. Fentanyl. I was like, fentanyl? I mean, that's... You're in here pushing fentanyl? I don't know what kind of world we live in, but... Oh, but it's safe. No, it ain't. I've personally resuscitated a young lady that was dead because of one hit off of fentanyl. And they're pushing it in the hospitals. Okay, we got a weird world going on here. I'm going to close now. It's time to enact the kitty alarm system. When every person on the planet, or as many as we can fiddle, has an alarm, personal alarm, that'll screech anybody's ears out. It won't be as easy to do evil things. I don't know how plain I can put it. I don't know how to propagate my idea. I'm asking for the help of anybody who's got half a brain and one eye open to stop and listen and think and realize what I'm talking about. It's like the thing that matters to me. We're going to stand around, wait around, play around, wait for somebody else to do it. I'm going to go get some alarms. I'm going to start handing them out or something. I really don't know what to do with this Einstein idea of protection. Then take the monitors at every Walmart, every store, every place, everywhere, and put them down where people can play with them. Little kids can come in and make faces at them, rewind them, fast forward them. Wait a minute, somebody just took my kid. You see what I'm saying? Wait a minute. What am I going to do? Go the old-fashioned way? Call the police in slow motion? Have them come out in record time, 5 minutes? Yeah, he's 5 minutes down the road. He got my kid. He's in the car. We kind of got the license. All that is impossible if everybody has an alarm. That kid would have an alarm. That got taken. Every aisle in Walmart can have not only a camera, but a monitor sitting right there, showing the peeps you are being watched. I'm a visionary. I do this stuff all day long. I'm a slave to a brain that just flippantly thinks of stuff that all the time could make tons and tons and tons of money. And it's like, so what? Money's not the problem. Money is not the problem. The problem is what to do with it when you get it, which a lot of people cannot figure out. So I'm going to review it to you in the Old Testament. What is that to me, my Lord, said the king. What is that to me? Said the landowner. Abraham, you need a place to bury your wife.
Yeah, it's worth, $100, but don't worry about it. Just go take care of what you need. Are you good? What do you need? Those are the only questions that matter in this life. How can I help you to get what you need? Well, once I have the millions and the billions, that becomes a very serious question. Because my only conundrum is, how do I get rid of all this money and put it into the hearts, the lives of people that actually need it? In India, in Central America, for Christ's sake. Everything is so much of a mess that it's just going to take divine intervention through many, many peeps to bring this planet to where truth wants it. Okay, good night, good day. I love you, goodbye.